We live in a world that celebrates intelligence. From childhood, children who speak early, read fast, question everything, and score higher are admired, praised, and sometimes even labeled gifted. Society believes that intelligent people have a smoother life, clearer decisions, and an easier path forward. But reality is often the opposite. Some of the most intelligent minds struggle the most emotionally, socially, mentally, and even in their careers. This documentary explores why. Why does a blessing become a burden? Why does sharp intelligence often lead to inner chaos? And why do those who are capable of greatness frequently feel stuck, lonely, or misunderstood? Let's begin. Intelligence is not just the ability to understand things, it's also the ability to see reality in its full complexity. Most people can observe the world and move on, but highly intelligent individuals can't help but notice more. They see layers, the hidden intentions, the consequences, the flaws in systems, the fragility of human behavior, the gap between what people say and what they mean. This heightened awareness becomes a double edged sword because the more a person sees, the harder it is to ignore. A simple disappointment becomes a deep reflection. A small injustice becomes philosophical. A single mistake becomes a lifelong analysis. Intelligence means seeing the truth more clearly, but truth is often heavy. While others can comfortably live inside illusions, the intelligent person lives with a reality that's harder to carry. They are not suffering because they are weak, they suffer because they understand too much. Thinking is a gift, overthinking is a trap, and intelligent minds fall into that trap more than anyone else. When faced with a decision, most people choose based on instinct, advice, or habit. But intelligent people analyze, they examine possibilities, risks, long term effects, psychology, consequences, and every detail that might matter. This often leads to decision paralysis, missed opportunities, excessive fear of failure, exhaustion of the mind. Their brain becomes a battlefield between logic and fear, between possibilities and limitations. They don't suffer because they don't know what to do. They suffer because they see too many possible outcomes and choosing one feels like giving up the others. In a society that rewards quick action, the intelligent mind sometimes drowns in its own depth. From early in life, smart children are told, "You're special. You'll achieve great things. You have so much potential." What sounds like encouragement silently becomes pressure. When you are labeled intelligent, failure is no longer a learning experience. It becomes a personal betrayal of who you're supposed to be. Many intelligent individuals grow up feeling that they cannot afford mistakes. They must not fall behind. They must meet the expectations of teachers, family, peers, even society at large. But expectations grow faster than success. So intelligent people become their own worst critics, afraid to disappoint, terrified to underperform, convinced they're never doing enough. Their achievements become invisible to them because when success is expected, it no longer feels like success. Only failure is noticeable. Intelligent people often feel alone, not from lack of company, but from lack of understanding. Their interests, their questions, their internal world are often different from the majority, while others want to talk about gossip, surface experiences, everyday routine, common entertainment. The intelligent person wants to talk about purpose, human nature, the future, philosophy, systems, ideas that change the world. This difference creates distance. They don't dislike people. They just struggle to find people who can meet them on the level where their thoughts live. So they talk less, feel misunderstood more, and slowly begin to withdraw into their own minds. The world sees them as distant, arrogant, disconnected, emotionally absent. But inside, all they want is someone who understands why they think the way they do. Their apparent independence is often the armor they grew into because being vulnerable never felt safe. Intelligence does not protect a person from emotions. In fact, it often makes emotions more intense. Intelligence does not protect someone from emotions. In fact, emotional experience can become more intense because an intelligent mind not only feels, it analyzes those feelings. They understand why they are hurt, what triggered their insecurity, how childhood shaped them, how society pressures them, and how loneliness affects them. But understanding pain doesn't remove the pain. Many intelligent people were raised to think, not to process emotion. They grew up analyzing feelings instead of expressing them. They learned independence instead of vulnerability. They carry their storms inside, wearing logic as armor, telling themselves they should be able to fix their pain by thinking about it. But emotions do not work like problems to be solved. A heart cannot be healed by analysis alone. Another struggle comes from environments that do not challenge them. Intelligent minds learn fast. Once they understand something, they need the next layer, the next challenge, the next mountain to climb. But school systems, workplaces, and social environments are not always designed for them. They are placed in situations where their potential is underused, where routine replaces stimulation, where predictability suffocates creativity. They sit in classrooms repeating what they already know. They work in jobs that don't require their full capacity. They engage in conversations that do not stretch their mind. On the outside, they appear stable, but inside, they are starving. And a starving mind develops symptoms that look like procrastination, laziness, or lack of direction, when in reality, the problem is the absence of meaningful challenge. Many intelligent people also grow up assuming they must handle everything alone. They were the problem solvers in their families, the ones others depended on, the ones praised for figuring things out without help. Over time, this becomes a belief: I must not need anyone. They stop asking for support, not because they don't need it, but because they don't feel comfortable expecting it. Independence becomes a wall. People assume they are fine because they never show struggle. Meanwhile, they are exhausted from carrying everything silently. Perfectionism is another shadow of intelligence. When someone can see how good something could be, they also see how far their current effort falls short. They are afraid of producing something mediocre, afraid of being judged, afraid of being seen trying and failing. So they delay starting, they rewrite, redo, replan. They spend more time preparing than creating. Perfectionism is not the need to be perfect, it is the fear of being imperfect. It is the belief that anything less than brilliance is failure. This destroys progress because greatness is built in drafts, not in flawless beginnings. The internal struggle deepens when logic and emotion collide. Intelligent people know logically that a certain fear is irrational, that worrying doesn't help, or that something shouldn't bother them, yet it still does. They feel anxiety and then get frustrated for feeling anxious. They feel sadness and then blame themselves for being emotional. They suffer twice, once from the feeling itself, and again from their inability to control it with their intellect. The heart speaks a different language, and many intelligent individuals spend years trying to translate. Society often judges them unfairly. The world rewards visible achievement, not internal depth. If a highly intelligent person has ideas, insight, vision, or deep understanding, but struggles to convert that into visible output, society may label them as unproductive, lazy, or underachieving. Their thought process and internal brilliance go unseen. People judge what they produce, not what they are capable of. Many intelligent individuals are not failing. They are simply stuck in environments that do not recognize creativity, unconventional thinking, or long term vision. Many of them are also deeply sensitive. They feel art intensely, they are moved by kindness, disturbed by injustice, emotionally affected by small details others ignore. In a world that rewards emotional numbness and quick adaptation, sensitivity becomes a weight. A sensitive heart in a harsh world breaks more easily, not because it is fragile, but because it is awake. If such minds grow up in environments with emotional neglect, pressure, criticism, or lack of understanding, their wounds grow with them. They become adults who are competent but anxious, capable but self doubting, admired by others but rarely at peace within themselves. They function while hurting. They succeed while questioning their worth. They achieve while feeling behind. Many intelligent adults learned how to survive, not how to feel safe. People often ask, if they're so smart, why don't they succeed? The answer is rarely lack of ability. It is the accumulation of overthinking, lack of emotional tools, perfectionism, loneliness, pressure, environments that do not fit, and fear of failure. Intelligence is not a guarantee of success. Emotional resilience, courage, patience, and confidence matter just as much. A brilliant mind without emotional grounding is like a powerful ship without a rudder. But there is a brighter side. Intelligent people are the dreamers, creators, and system challengers of the world. They imagine new possibilities, diagnose the problems others ignore, create art that moves generations, build solutions that reshape society, and see beyond the surface of life. Their journey is difficult because their path is rare. They are not designed for the ordinary, they are built for meaning. What intelligent individuals need is not to think less, but to live more, to have someone who understands them, work that challenges them, and emotional tools that help their mind and heart work together. When that happens, their struggle transforms into brilliance, their depth becomes strength, their sensitivity becomes empathy, their analysis becomes clarity, their potential becomes real. If you are one of those people, the deep thinkers, the quiet observers, the ones who feel too much, who overanalyze, who struggle to fit in, who carry pressure silently, remember this. You are not weak and you are not failing. You are going in a direction not everyone can understand. You struggle not because there is something wrong with you, but because your mind is powerful enough to see what others don't. And though the road may feel lonely, most great minds walk paths few can follow. The world needs people like you, people who think, who question, who imagine better possibilities, who feel the weight of existence and still try to make something meaningful out of it. Your intelligence is not a burden, it is a responsibility. And when paired with emotional growth, support, and courage, it becomes a force capable of changing the world.